Hello and welcome to Fanimat's YouTube channel. If this is your first time of stopping by, please do well to subscribe to my channel. The full tutorial of this my client's outfit is up on my channel, but today I'll be teaching you how to make a keyhole thumbnail. So without further ado, let's get right into the video.
First thing we're going to do is to take the length of the sleeve. So the length will be starting from the shoulder like so, all the way down to wherever you want your thumb hole. But I'll be using my knuckles as a guide for mine. So I'm going to place like so, and I'll measure till I get to the length. So I'm making this for a client, so I'll be using my client's measurement. So the length for her sleeve is 27 inches. So if you already have a sleeve pattern that you are working with, all you need to do, if you already have a long sleeve pattern that you are working with, all you need to do is to extend, the extra length, okay? So you can start from where your sleeve ended. You can place your tape like so, and then you measure the length, okay? And measure the extra length. So for me, the extra length is 5.5 inches for the length that I want. You can do 3.5 from here. You can do 3.5. So meaning it will stop here. You understand? If you do 3.5, it will stop here. So it depends on how long you want yours. Okay? So you can do between 3.5 and just take your length to be sure of what you want. So for me, it will be 5.5 difference. So you can take your own measurement so that you work with your measurement. So for my client is 27 inches long. So for this kind of sleeve, you want to take into consideration the kind of fabric you'll be working with, okay? The kind of fabric you'll be working with must be a stretchy fabric. You cannot use like Ankara to do this, okay? Make sure because it has to snatch the body. So make sure you are using a stretchy fabric. It might be a lace, a net fabric, or whatever you like to use. I'm using a Chantilly lace for mine. As you can see, you make sure that your fabric you're working with, make sure that it stretches this way, okay? It stretches this way and not lengthwise. So this is super stretchy. This is stretchy and it stretches both ways. So you can see that is stretchy. I'll be using. You don't want too much excess allowance on a sleeve like this. Okay. So my client's round biceps measurement is 17 inches. I'll be removing like 2 inches from it, and I will not be adding sewing allowance to it. I'll be sewing from what I have left. Okay. So I have 15 inches. I have 15 inches. So now I'm going to come down from here to get the length of the cap, okay? So I'll be using 4.5 inches. So this is the dress that we'll be attaching the sleeve on, okay? It is an inbuilt corset dress. You can see the finishing inside the dress is really beautiful and it's giving. So if you don't know how to make an inbuilt corset dress, okay, this inbuilt corset dress we made has like a built-up neckline. So you can go to my YouTube channel and watch how to make this gorgeous dress. I'm going to leave a link in the description box on how to achieve this with clean finishing. So one thing you want to do is now you will not be working with your normal round biceps measurement again, because this fabric is a stretchy fabric. So you you don't want the armhole to be too wide. So you will see all these tips and tricks in the video of how I made this outfit. So measure your round armhole measurement. I've done that off camera. So you need to measure the round circumference of your round sleeve. Okay, measure the round circumference. So that's what we'll use in tracing the upper part. Okay, to get the curve. So that aside. So once I'm done doing that, I'll come to this bicep line, and I'll divide my round sleeve. Okay, I got 15 inches after minusing 2 inches. So I got 15 inches, and if I divide the 15 inches by 2, I'll be left with 7.5 inches. So with my 7.5 inches, I'm going to mark this down like so. And I'm just going to curve this. You can see. So the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to be working with this length. I hope you can see this clearly. So you can as well measure the circumference of this part where you want to put your sleeve, or you can use the round circumference of this part to work on this. Okay, so for mine is 8 inches. I'll be using my clients, for my clients hers is 8 inches as well. So because this fabric is a stretchy fabric, I'll just remove 1 inch from that, which gives me 7 inches, like so. And you mark. You don't want it to be too free. You understand? You don't want it to be too free. Or you can use all the circumference for this part. You can use all the 8 inches. You can still adjust it. So I'll be connecting from this point now to this point. Okay, but before I connect, I'm going to cross check what I have here, and hopefully it fits into what I have on the dress already. So let's go ahead. So I have 9 inches here, which is 18 inches. This is perfect. Like, this is the exact circumference I have for the sleeve. But because this is the armhole part, I'll just be adding like extra sewing allowance in case I need to adjust. Okay, I'll just add extra in case I need to adjust the armhole. So you don't run out, you don't have shortage. Okay, so that's what I'm doing there. So now I'm going to connect all the way to this point. So you can see what I have. So the next thing that I'm going to do, please pay attention to this part. Pay attention to this part. So the next thing that I'm going to do, remember the length. This is the part for the length. Okay, so mine is 5.5 inches from my wrist, 5.5 inches. So I will now eyeball. Okay, I'll eyeball it till I get to this point. Okay, this finger point, because your thumb has to come out on this side. So let me place my tape like so, so that I will know the difference. So for mine is 5.5 inches. I hope you can see from here to here is 5.5 inches. So now I will calculate. You can open your thumb. You can open your thumb. Then you calculate 1, 2, 3. You can see 3 inches, 3.5 inches. From here, 3 inches. So you can see 3.5 inches. From here to where my thumb opens up is 3.5 inches. So on this part of the sleeve, let me bring it closer. On this part of the sleeve, I'll go up by 3.5 inches like so, and I'll mark it down. So from this point, I will go up by 1.5 inches. You can do 1.5, you can do 2 inches, but 1.5 inches is okay. So I will mark 1.5 inches here like so. So this is where your thumb will come out from. This part is where your thumb will come out from. You can see what I'm doing. This part is where your thumb will come out from. So now I'm going to cut this out, and I will notch this part on my fabric. So when I'm sewing, once I get to this point, I will stop. I will skip it and continue sewing from this 1.5 inches till I get to the upper part of my sleeve. Okay. So let's cut this out. So my fabric has a lace edge. As you can see, it has lace edge. You can see the lace edge. So you want your lace edge to align. You don't want to place it anyhow. So make sure your lace edge aligns. You can see what I'm doing. And then you place your pattern and you cut out. But before I cut this out, let me show you another technique in case you don't want to make a pattern, or you already have a stretchy fabric that you can use to maneuver this. So let me bring my fabric and I'll show you. So let's say you already have a bodycon dress and the sleeve fits perfectly. You love the sleeve. All you need to do is to place the bodycon dress like so. You place it like so. You place the sleeve. You can see like so. I'm not going to cut it with this. I'm just explaining how you can go about using your fabric. Okay, so now you have placed your fabric, you can now extend. You can see. So let's see what we have here. So I have 5.5 inches. Okay, I have like 5.5 inches extension here. You understand? So now, because this fabric is already sewn, you are going to add like half an inch all the way down to the end. Half an inch all the way down to the end, all the way to this armhole part. Okay, all the way to this armhole part. Make sure you place your fabric very well. Once you are done doing that, you can now flip this fabric like so that you can get the round cuff, the round armhole shaping. You can place it like so with the seam line. Okay, with the seam line on this outfit, you will get the armhole curve. You can see that this is already curvy. So now you are going to trace it like so. You add half an inch at this upper part for joining. You trace it like so, add half an inch like so, then the half an inch will join to this other part that is coming down. So that's the way method you can use with your outfit if you already have like a bodycon sleeve that you can work with. So I'll keep this aside and I'll use my pattern. So because of the nature of the fabric I am working with, I'm going to pin down these two parts. You can notch it, but this is a net fabric, it's too light. So I'm just going to take my pin and I'll pin down that part. So when I sew and I get to that point, I know that supposed to stop and skip. So I'll put my pins. I like to put extra pins on net fabric like so at the same spot because of the nature of the net. One of the pins can skip, but you still have. You can also measure. You can also measure. So you can see my pins. So when I sew from here, I'll stop where this pin is. I'll skip and I'll sew all the way to the end and I'll come back and show you what this looks like. Don't forget to cut for the other sleeve. Okay, this is one part of our sleeve and I'm going to cut the next one off camera. So if you're using a fabric that has a lace edge like this, you need to check the degree of stretch that this part has, because most times this part does not stretch as much as the part that has plain net. You understand? Because this part is usually tightly woven. Okay, so you need to check the degree of stretch that this part has before you cut out on your fabric. And that's the reason why I did not remove any inches from this part. You understand? So I finally checked. I did 3 inches opening. I did 3 inches here at the sleeve hem, and I did 2 inches opening for the thumb. You can see 2 inches for the thumb. So you can check yours and see which one fits you perfectly. So now I'm going to sew my sleeve. So now you're going to turn your sleeve inside out, like so. You can check. You see?
So once you are done sewing, the next thing you are going to do is to take your needle and thread to tack the seam allowance down on the thumb hole part so that the seam allowance will not be poking out. Okay, so I didn't know that my camera did not record that part. So make sure you tack it down. You might not be able to use your sewing machine to sew it down because the hole is tight. So this is what it looks like on my mannequin, and this is what it looks like on my client. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.